We've all been so conditioned to think that the secret to life is our intellect. And trust me, I honor my intellect, your intellect. Our minds are extraordinary places to be. But the fuel of life is emotion. And we try to cover it up because emotion isn't always pretty and elegant, doesn't fit into the cultural conditioning. But that's how things get moved. How does the world change? The world changes when somebody has a different emotional response than anybody else before them. When everybody says, you got to do this, and they say, no. No, I will not go back. I will go forward. No, I will not settle for this. No, I'm not going to stop myself. No, I'm not going to say something because it's convenient. I'm going to tell the truth. When somebody does that, a leader is formed. And that leadership capacity comes from human emotion. And if there's a place that we could transform our lives, whether we know it or not, if you want to transform it, master your emotions. If you become the master of emotions, you are different than 99% of the rest of the planet who is enslaved by their emotions, using their intellect to cover the fact that inside they don't feel they feel. Question, how do you build muscle? Because what we want to leave here with is not some just positive attitude BS. We don't want to just leave here with some material we wrote in our books. We want to leave here with a different sense of identity, strength, and muscle. I don't just mean just physical muscle. I mean emotional muscle. Because think about, how do you build a muscle? What do you do? No. Exercising a muscle is how you keep it. If you don't use it, you... Faith unused, faith unemployed does not grow. It diminishes, true? Courage that's inside of you, that after a while you don't use your courage, you don't make yourself do it. The courage muscle doesn't get bigger, it gets smaller. Passion between a couple, you're so busy and you're so tired, unexpressed, after a while that passion dwindles, sometimes moves to seemingly nothing for people that really do love each other. But what's happened is they just haven't used the muscle. It's so weak, it's like, where would we even start? Right? That process happens in all human beings, and the emotional muscles are the one that shape every leader in every part of this world. Because everything that's happening in this world is an emotional game. 911 was an emotional game. 12 guys took down a $5 trillion economy for a few days, shut down the air transport system, and put the word terrorism, fear, and uncertainty into 255 million Americans. I don't support it, but one thing drove it: emotion. It wasn't intellect. They used their intellect to its maximum capacity for bad, for destruction, from our perception. Certainly mine, you'd probably agree with me. But on the other hand, there are a group of people that are on a plane who use that same emotion to get themselves from a place of total fear to saying the phrase, let's roll. And those people, Todd Beamer, those people there, those people use that emotion to give their lives also, but to protect life. Protect what probably would hit the White House. To change that piece. Those people put their lives on the line because they activated the emotion. They didn't sit there emotionally unfit, hanging out in their chairs hoping or worrying or fearing just for themselves. They figured out there's something we got to do and we're going to do it now. Muscle, emotional muscle, that's what will change your life. 80% of success in life, 80% of achievement in business, 80% of almost anything that matters in your life is psychology, and 20% is mechanics. How to get fit physically is not that complex. There are a million classes, courses, programs, elements, internet elements. There's a gym on every corner. There's a trainer anywhere nearby. How to do it, the mechanics is not that complex. So how come the vast majority of people on this planet, I should say, vast majority of Americans, not the planet, because most people don't have enough money to be like people here, we're the most obese nation in the history of the world. We're physically fat because we're emotionally fat. Because what it takes is will. People tell me all the time, diet and exercise, you have a great life. Bullshit. That's a two-legged stool. It won't stand. You need the third element. The third leg is emotional fitness, psychological strength, the capacity to drive yourself to do what doesn't feel good initially but feels incredible long term. That's what we're going to do here. You have now entered the mental, emotional, psychological gym where now you will get out of this weekend, out of these next few days, out of this program, you will get out of it what you put into it. Do you agree with me on that? Yes or no? Yes. So if we go, for example, to clap, or we go to yell and answer, or we go to jump, or we do something like that, and you're going, oh, this positive thinking stuff. It isn't about that. It's about building muscle. It's about training your nervous system like a peak performance athlete to be at your best. Emotional intelligence has been promoted, right? This idea of all these different qualities. But those qualities aren't real unless they're active. Intelligence is potential. There are a lot of smart people that don't do smart things because they haven't trained themselves to do it automatically, to make it happen. Instead, they've trained themselves to sit back and intellectualize. We want to take it to the next level. That's what will give you freedom. That's what will take it to the next level. So, the way you do it, the way you build a muscle, you don't just exercise it, you push beyond your comfort zone again and again and again, beyond what you like, beyond what you want to do. If you just take a weight that you can do and you do it 50 times, you keep the muscle. But if you find a weight and you want to build your bicep and you start to do curls, and let's say you're supposed to do 10 curls, it's got to be really hard. In fact, which one of those 10 do you want to probably do the least? Number 10. Which one gives you all the growth? Number 12. Because when you think you can't do it and you make yourself do it, that's when you get all the growth. Everything else was getting you ready. It's those moments you say, oh, I don't want to, I can't, I shouldn't, I just, oh, I can't make it. And then you make yourself do it. That's when you get freedom. That's when you get strong. And by the way, the more you do that, that's right. That's right. Okay, give me a hand for that. I agree with that. Yes. The more you do this, now what makes the muscle grow is demand. And when you make enough demand, now it grows. Now what used to be hard is easy. Because I got news for it. We all know the world is not going to get simpler. It's not going to get easier. So we got to get better. We got to get stronger. So when everybody else is freaking, you just go, move. I'll handle it. Right? That's what it's about, right? Just make it happen right there. That's the peace. That's the feeling.